This video that you're watching right now is a reply to one of the comments from one of the fans that just asked me to do this video about what South Africans complain about certain countries in Africa and what are some of the effects that have come from the complaints of South Africans to these fellow Africans. Many Africans have escaped poverty and violence and moved to South Africa in search of better lives, but more often they are faced with danger of being accused of taking jobs, business opportunities, and even making the beautiful country of South Africa to have a lot of slums. Zimbabwe is one of the most predominant countries here in South Africa. It has more than 500,000 people, just foreigners who are not South Africans. And in today's video, I will be telling you 8 short stories of different foreigners, not just Zimbabweans, different people. I'll tell you these stories so that you can know how they've been affected, because they've been accused, some have been threatened, some have been robbed, even at gunpoint, and been left without nothing. Alexandra, a small suburb inside Joburg. Here we meet Getachew Dester, a supermarket owner who fled from Ethiopia in 2010 after he was suspected of supporting an opposition party and now lives behind the steel cage under burglar gates here in Alexandra. He says he finds life better here but complains about the crime. In quotes, he says, "I'm okay being locked behind the cage as we don't know when the criminals will strike. At any given time, they can pop up, point a gun at you and rob you of your money. They also can kill you." And again, in July last year 2021, in the unrest that erupted after the imprisonment of ex-President Jacob Zuma for contempt of court, the violence hit 2 provinces and killed at least 340 people, with damages that exceeded more than 50 billion rand, with malls being robbed, and he was not left behind. When we asked him, he said, "It happened at night. I was not there. I called the police to alert them, but they did nothing. I lost everything and had to borrow money from family to restart, but it was not enough, and I ended up buying my supplies on credit." He has also been kidnapped twice in 2016 and 2019 until a ransom of more than $3,000 was paid on each occasion. The shopkeeper still prefers life here to returning to Ethiopia. In the same town, we met another Ethiopian called Malugeta Negash, who has been in Alexandra for 13 years, and he says danger is so extreme he would consider going home. He says, "We are unable to get identity documents. As a result, we cannot open bank accounts and have to carry around cash to buy stock. The thieves are aware of this, which puts us at risk." He says that he was a victim of anti-foreign attack after he was beaten up by a mob and lost all his stock not long after he had arrived in South Africa. A few stalls from Negash, we meet Mozambican Neflada Dule. He is also proud that she can support herself and her family in South Africa. She runs a hair salon. She runs a hair salon from a pavement on a busy road in Alexandra. But this also puts her at risk in a township where robberies are an everyday occurrence. She lives within a large Mozambican community and they tend to stick together for safety reasons. Mrs. Dule says the most hurtful thing is the insults that South Africans often hurl at her, using the term kwere kwere, a word of African migrant. "This is something that causes me to be sad," Mrs. Dule says to us. Then we also meet a fellow Mozambican, Mateo Madjila, who has lived in Alexandra for the last decade, running an upholstery business. He says he also gets the word kwere kwere, despite being married to a South African woman with whom he has 3 children. All the people living in South Africa look down on people from Mozambique, Zimbabwe, or any other country. Life is not easy for foreigners. A few kilometers down the road, we meet a 41-year-old Philemon Getekwete, who came to Alexandra from Zimbabwe in 2016. He repairs televisions, sets as well as appliances. When we asked him, he said, "It was tough in Zim. I had no job and I have 6 children. Life is better here, but I'm struggling because there are not a lot of repair jobs. I'm making money, but it's not enough because the lockdown messed things up." During our day drive, we met also a driver, 51-year-old Zimbabwean, Jeff Lovu, has also spent a long time in South Africa, arriving 30 years ago in search of work and starting out as a waiter. He saved enough money to buy a second-hand car to start a taxi business which operates around Hillbrow. His business is highly affected by the popular now rides called the Ubers, which affect him because he is not registered, since he doesn't have any documents that allow him to be a South African. As our day ends, we meet Elder Masiheu, a 27-year-old Mozambican, has been in South Africa for the last 10 years, which is like a decade. He struggles to make a living selling vegetables in Hillbrow. It costs him $30 a day to buy the produce, which can go to waste. He is also under constant threat from the police, as officers can confiscate his goods as he is not allowed to sell from the pavement. Like most migrants, he says, it is a matter of survival as he needs to earn money for his mother and daughter who remained in Mozambique. I just wanted to tell me, what are your thoughts after listening to these stories? Tell me your thoughts in the comment sections. Do you think that South Africans are good people? Do you think that what is happening to our fellow Africans, being mistreated by fellow Africans, is a good thing? Tell me in the comment section. For me, I just want to tell you that this video is based on my own opinion. If you want to throw stones, please throw them to me. Don't throw them to anywhere else. Throw them on the comment section, because I know Africans and South Africans mostly are going to be mad at me for saying the truth. The truth is, yes, Africans have taken your jobs. Zimbabweans have taken your jobs, have taken business opportunities, have dominated your country and made a lot of slums there and a lot of high shit houses, making the country to look a little bit bad. But the truth is, we are all looking for better opportunities. We are all looking for better future. Just like you, there's always opportunity for everybody. I know we are all Africans and we should love fellow Africans. This is my own opinion. Please, South Africans, I've lived with you for 2 years. I know you're good people. I know we can do better. I know we can improve. And I don't want to come back to South Africa and then I still find the same thing. You know, I love South Africa so much. Please, take a second, subscribe, hit that subscription button, like and comment, be part of this family. Road to 20k subscribers. Tell a friend to tell a friend that the Kenyan village boy is here and is ready to give you more stories from South Africa and even from all of Africa. Support me, support your fellow brother. See you in the next one. Bye bye.